Hi, everyone. Welcome to our third developer diary. We wanted to share with you all a behind the scenes look at how our developers are creating our unique 2.5D style with pixel characters, living in and interacting with a 3D environment. So we'll look at the characters, the portrait style, environments, and you'll get to see where we first started and where we're going in the future. But first, and most importantly, please remember to wishlist Aegis Force on Steam. The most important thing from anything you get today. I'm going to turn it over to Christian to start us off with some of the original inspiration behind Aegis Force.
Thanks, Candace, and thank you to everyone who has already wished us Aegis Force on Steam or has shared any info about it with anyone else. We very much appreciate that and helping us get the word out and making this dream become a reality. So choosing an art style is one of the most important decisions to make when developing a video game. It gives the first impression to potential players when they discover, evaluate, play your game is the most prominent and visible aspect of it and can either add to or hinder a player's ability to enjoy playing it. Many games have been released and failed primarily because they had an art style or graphics approach that was poorly implemented. When choosing the art style for Aegis Force, we felt that we had to go with a pixel art style that evoked the same feelings that classic RPGs of the halcyon days of the 90s and late 2000s, which we grew up playing, and inspired this. This included games that we adored playing growing up, such as Final Fantasy VI, Chrono Trigger, Shining Force 2, Secret of Mana, and so forth. We also looked at more recent pixel art RPGs to see how their development teams capture the same art style with their own modern take and flair. With Aegis Force, we began with a more classic and common flat pixel art style, and then proceeded to imagine and design out in our minds how the player would interact with this world, as well as how the tactical battles would play out and take place. In the back of my mind, though, I thought it would be really cool to be able to capture that HD 2D style that Square Enix has made popular as of late, and would be ideal for what we're trying to capture. But I didn't think we had the resources nor the budget to pull that off. About this time, our game director came to us with an idea. He shared a video from YouTube that demonstrated how 2D pixel art can be modeled and used to create a 3D world, and expressed confidence to me that he and his team can pull this style off. At first, I was a bit hesitant because it deviated quite a bit from what I had imagined in my mind from the beginning of conceptualizing Aegis Forth and again, kind of capturing that nostalgia of these earlier RPGs that were of the more flat 2D variety. But as he and I discussed the possibilities together of what we've done with this art style, particularly with the camera to help create greater immersion and some really cool cinematic effects, we could do some really cool and unique things to help our game stand out, as well as capture the essence of these classic pixel art RPGs while also giving a little twist. So, being intrigued with all this, I also thought to myself that this was similar to that HC2T style that I love and would love to capture, but was a lot more reasonable for our team to implement. Um, again, not having the size or budget that Square Enix has. And additionally, I didn't see a lot of games that implement this kind of 2D art style in a 3D world. So I thought this might actually be able to not only help us merge the classic art style again with a more modern take, but could help our game itself stand out from what is a crowded pixel art RPG space. And it even reminded me a little bit of the 3D and sprite style of Shining Force 3, which is which game is one of the large inspirations for Aegis Force.
So let's talk a little bit about where we began. Our first attempt at implementing that 2.5D pixel art style wasn't really capturing the visual fidelity and the look that we were imagining, and our really talented art team went through multiple iterations to both reach the level of visual polish and the wow factor that we were really aiming for, while also learning how to create sprites in a 3D format. For example, here's the cornfield that many of you would recognize from the beginning in the prologue of our first prologue chapter that's just outside of the town of Lendine. We felt that, amongst other things, there really just wasn't enough variety in both the shape and the color throughout the environment, with most of it just looking too low poly. We also felt like it wasn't quite embodying that modernized look that we really wanted out of pulling these art styles together. Now, where we evolved to, for all of those who went out and have actually played through our demo, you'll see that as the team kind of reevaluated things and took a look around for more inspiration, we started to iterate, and our dev team and our art team, they were joking constantly that they went through basically a remaster of our game as they rebuilt things from the ground up, including more detailed textures, better lighting, more nuance in just the way we were presenting it, all of that. They also went and removed some sprites and styles that they felt just weren't really capturing the overall look and feel that we were going for. The result, we think, is something that has a much better overall feel, a more pleasing visual experience, and we hope captures that wonder of potential players looking at our game while also creating a look that is more what we were going for. It's also something that we feel kind of creates a style that's a little bit unique to our studio, that takes some of that, HD 2D that Christian was talking about that Square Enix has popularized and really helped us put our own kind of spin on it, especially within the resources that we had. So it's something that's kind of special to us and that catches people's attention in that way.
Thanks, Nick. You'll also notice, if you play the demo, if you haven't, you can see a little visual here. We have some character art portraits that of more of a 16-bit style that have character mouth moving as the dialogue goes, that uh, help these characters feel a little more real and personal. And I always love seeing these types of things in some of these role-playing games that I played, in the past and modern, to have these character portrait arts. And we decided not too long ago to bring on another pixel artist who has a really strong background in illustration that can help us focus more in on high density pixel art, not only to update these these character portraits that we're doing, but also to help produce some environmental art and other content faster. So by expanding our art team, we're able to do a lot more and a lot higher speed than what we had originally planned when we started off the demo. And you'll see more of that when we do our next demo release later this year, planned for July right now, of course, leading up all the way to the full game release. So here's some more examples of that our new artist has made for both main party members in Aegis Force, as well as a new enemy type, as you can see there. Creating great character portrait art like this is one of the highlights from some of these Pixar RPGs in the past that I mentioned that we just had to include into our game.
Absolutely. And, you can kind of see here that as we've been taking all of these effects, all of the new fidelity that's been brought in by our pixel artists, all the great work that's been put in by our dev team, it's really kind of coming together, including some different locations, different times of day, all the different effects that come along with that. So we're planning on creating a really wide variety of different locations all throughout this world of Ionowa, which combined with that 2.5D art style, we hope is going to create a really beautiful, exciting world for all of you to explore during your adventures in Aegis Force.
So we do have a lot more cool stuff that we're going to keep showing as we keep developing. We are hoping our next developer diary can go into the coding and implementation of this art style for those who are interested and would like to learn more. So please follow us on our social media channels. You'll see them right here on the screen, so you get all of the latest updates. Probably Discord is the best place to follow, so you will be the first one to get access to new content. We are posting in there regularly with new updates, giving sneak previews of new art that's coming out. So definitely follow us on Discord. We're even live streaming other game inspirations like Chrono Trigger. So if you join our Discord, you'll get notified when that happens. So thank you all. We will talk to you all next month.